Howdy, this is Lemmy of Revzilla, here doing another I couldn't say. Today I'm on top of a 2018 Triple RS. I just wrestled this thing away from Spurgeon. We just did a review on this, which is part of the reason there's shit I couldn't say, because Spurgeon took point in that review and he just talked and talked. And the second reason was usually in these shit I couldn't say is I'm kind of discussing industry matters, you know, stuff that's a little bit bigger than the bike itself. For me, the Street Triple RS served as a catalyst. I really liked this bike. This is a really competent motorcycle. The only thing is it doesn't necessarily blend in well with my riding style, simply because it is so powerful. By stringing it out to its maximum, I found myself in flagrant violation of just about all of the traffic laws having to do with speed as I was riding this bike. So there is a bike I think Triumph could make that would help out two segments of the market who are underserved right now. So let me describe the bike first. So the bike I'm talking about would be a lot like a Street Triple R. Whether it's a triple or it's a twin, that can be debated, but imagine scaling that bike back to 400 to 500 cc's, you know, and to keep the cost down, Triumph could dump some of the electronics in the bike, get rid of the TFT dash, get rid of the rider modes. I think there are a couple ways they could sort of save some money on that bike, but effectively what I'm promoting that they do here is make a smaller displacement bike that focuses on increased performance from the chassis and increased performance from the brakes. And I think there are a lot of people who would probably grab that bike. So going back to those two markets I was talking about, one market that's underserved by Triumph right now, and that's entry-level riders who are looking for a bike that's a little on the small side. This Triple 765, I think, is actually like one of the smallest motorcycles you can get now with really premium suspension and brakes on it. Not really something I would recommend for beginners, simply just due to the power output on it. The second part of the market I think that's underserved, not just by Triumph, but by motorcycling in general in this country, are riders kind of like me. I'm gonna call us mature riders. Not necessarily old, but we've just been riding for a while. Going fast still has a thrill, but that's not always the best way to hone your skills. You know, we can't all get to the track all the time, so a lot of the time, the best way to hone your skills is sort of ride aggressively on the street, and that becomes a little bit easier when you're on a bike that is not quite so powerful. So, you know, I'm comparing this, of course, to bikes like the FZ07, the SV650, what I would call like the perfect second bike for most people. Those have the power level that I'm talking about. The only problem with those motorcycles is brakes and suspension are just super budget on those bikes, and the price tag matches. Triumph just doesn't have anything for an entry-level rider right now unless they're willing to go retro, and I think a lot of buyers aren't shopping both those markets at the same time. So would it be a super popular bike? I don't know. The American buyers are getting more sophisticated. I'm really impressed by how smart American buyers have become. And even if it wasn't a huge hit here, I think it definitely would be in Europe and some other countries. If it was sub 400 cc's, I think it'd obviously be a big hit in Japan too for their graduated licensing system. But you know, you guys will obviously have some information for me too on whether or not this is a realistic thing for Triumph to pull off. Definitely leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're interested in the triples, of course, too, check out our review. This is an awesome motorcycle. It's for a very segmented portion of the motorcycling population, but man, Triumph really did a great job on this bike. Check out the review. We'll tell you all about it. Thanks for hanging out for another shit I couldn't say. I'm Lem. I'm out of here. Like Ric Flair on a Street Triple.